to welcome everyone into the house. I want to thank you for checking out my videos, and this video is going to be probably a little bit of a hot topic. We're going to do a power press, but more specifically I'm going to call this House Money's Power Press. Now quickly over here to the side, I'm going to have a little table laid out for where each explanation is going to start, because this is going to be a three-part video. We're going to do the 6, 8, the 5, 9, the 4, and the 10. Now the 6 and the 8 are the same, the 5 and the 9 are the same, and likewise the 4 and the 10 are the same. So for this video, I'm just going to explain it 6, 5, 4, 4, 5, 6, but I'm going to start inside on the 6. So like I said, this is going to be a power press strategy. We're going to start all the way from table minimum going up to table maximum of $2,000. Now the table minimum for a 6 would be $6. So we're going to start at 6 and let's go. So how the strategy is going to work. Like I said, we're going to start at $6. When and if that hits, we're going to win 7. We're going to drop $11. Get this bad boy all the way pressed up to $24. We're going to go from 1 unit all the way up to 4. Now when that hits, we're going to win 28. And then we're going to drop another 14. Sorry. We're going to drop another 14. And from there, we're going to get all the way up to $66. Now that we are at 66, you're going to win $77 on each win. Now this is where I need you to probably collect a little bit, or this is where I'm going to leave it up to you. You can collect it here if you feel comfortable at collecting it here, or once we press up one more time, we're going to collect at that point. So I'm going to leave it up to you. I'm going to go ahead and just show you the next level, because the next level you can go ahead and bump it up pretty easily. The next level is going to need, you're going to add another $7 to this. And this is going to bump all the way up to $150. We'll clean that up a little bit. And now you're at $150. Okay? So now this 150 is going to win 175. Again, if you didn't collect on the previous one for a few rolls, like I said, I'm going to recommend you probably, or if I didn't, I meant to say, you probably need to collect at this level, but if you're a little scared at this point, you've hit a lot of numbers in a row, you're not sure how many more you're going to get, you can stay one back and just collect a couple more, but if you go up to this level, you only have to collect a couple times. You really only have to collect like once. So collect that. Now you're going to win another 175 again. And this time you're going to need to drop $65 to get up to the next level. So with this 175, that'll bump this all the way up. This is why I said you need to at least collect this one or the previous one. If you would have collected that twice, you would have enough to go up again. So out of this, we're going to collect a little bit, but we need to drop $65. There's 50 and 65. We'll get some returned. There we go. Now with all of this, we are up to 340. I'm going to go ahead and clean it up. 340. Okay? Now we're doing great. I mean, we've been doing great all the way from $5 to get it all the way up to this. We're doing great. We are almost there, guys. When this wins, it's going to win $455. $455. Now, this is why I said you should have probably collected one more, because we don't have enough here to keep going. But, like I said, we should have collected one more, but we didn't. because I'm just trying to show you all the levels. But now you're going to need to drop another 175. I know it gets expensive real quick, guys. That's why I said you really only should do this on winnings, and you need to be on a hot roll. But they do happen, believe me, they do happen. They're just rare. Alright, so with this 455, plus all this, that puppy right there is going to be $1,020. 1,020 buckaroos. Now, when and if that hits, that's going to win 1,190. Okay? Let me clean this up a little bit too, just so we... So this is 1,020. It's on there. So now, to get up to the table max, you don't have to give any more. You just give them that 2,000 and you're up to table max. Now, 2,000 isn't a proper bet for that 6 or 8. So go ahead and throw in that extra 100, make it a proper bet. And just like that, guys, you're up to table max on, what, about 9, I think? 9 rolls. Let's see here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. With the extra collects, yeah, it's about 9 or 10 rolls, depending on how many times you want to collect. But 9 or 10 sixes, I know that's a lot, guys. Again, I'm not trying to say this is an everyday strategy. This is a, man, we are really going for it tonight. Going from a very low bet all the way up to table maximum. You need a hot roll. This isn't something that happens, you're not going to have this happen probably. You might have it once a casino trip. Like if you're going to Vegas for the week or whatever, you might have one opportunity to do this, and you better hope you're doing it when that one opportunity comes. So it's not a once in a million, it's more like a once in a few thousand. But it can happen, believe me. I've had some hot rolls just this week where I could have done this. But that's going to be it for the 6, guys. If that's all you cared about, again, I appreciate you sticking around for this long, watching how I did this. If you want to stay tuned, next I'm going to explain the 5, and then I'll do the 4. So let's get started right now with the 5. Alright, guys, let's go now. Let's explain the 5 and the 9, but again, we're going to use the 5. So in this case, it's just a $5 bet. Now again, the same thing, when that wins, it's going to pay 7. And you're going to drop $12 this time, not 11. And you're going to get it all the way up to 24. Now at my casinos, that's an automatic buy, and it pays the same as 25. If your casino doesn't do that, you need to get it all the way up to 25. So you're going to drop the extra 1, making it 13, not 12. But let's assume your casino does the same as mine. That's an auto buy at 24. They might put a buy chip on it, they might not. Doesn't really matter. Anyways, that is going to win 35. And this is the stage where I'm already going to tell you to collect. So we're going to collect twice. There we go. And stay at this level just for a little bit. And now you're on that really hot roll. Let's go. You're going to win another 35. And here we're going to drop 51. So we're going to take a lot of our winnings. There's 50, and we'll take 1 out of that. I should put that over there. There's your 51. Now that we've done all this, let's clean that up. We'll color that up a little bit. But now that we've dropped that, we are up to 110. All the way up to 110. Now, this is for place bets at this point. If you want to buy it, you'd get a little extra out of this. But depending on your casino, you might have to pay before or pay after. This is just for everyone, so no one's confused with the buying. Like I said, with the 24, that's the only stage where I'm going to buy it. Once it goes after that, I'm just going to explain to you guys as place bets, because that's what I know everyone can understand it for place bets. So anyways, once this is up to 110, you're going to win 154. Okay? 154, you're going to need to drop $16, which you can actually take out of those winnings that you collected. So there's, I'm sorry, there's your $16 that you add to, and now we are all the way up. Sorry about that. We're going to be all the way up to $280. $280. Beautiful. This stage in the game, you're going to win $392. $392. Now with that $392, you're going to have to go back into the piggy bank a little bit because we only got a little bit left over here. You're going to need to grab another $15. Another $15, okay? So with the $18 that makes, you're going to get this all the way up to $640. Now they might color this up to a purple. So there's 640. Alright. Now when that 640 wins, again, you're on a great roll here. It just seems like the 7 doesn't exist at this point. Everyone's asking what's wrong with these dice. The supervisor's coming over looking at them going like, are there even 7s on these dice? What's going on? With that 640, you're going to win 5, 6, 7, 8, 900, 950, 66, $966. Here you only have to add 4. You only need to add 4 extra dollars. Again, if you're all the way up to this stage, hopefully maybe you're playing some other numbers. These extra investments aren't really much at this point. So, at this point, you're up to, there's 15, 16, 1,660 buckaroos. Huge bet all the way from $5 all the way up to 1,660. Now, with that $1,660 win, when that 1,660 wins, you're going to win 2,324. So there's your big win. Now you basically just get to collect all of this. The hard work is done. You somehow made it work. And there is your max bet of 2,000. Again, at this point, you should definitely be buying this if you're paying it after you win. To pay the VIG on this before you win, that's a lot of money you'd have to put back up. That would take out of your winnings a lot. So I would only recommend you buy this if it's paid on the win. Otherwise, just leave it as a place bet. You're good to go right there. And you're up to table max. With that $2,000, you're going to win $2,400. I'm sorry, $2,800. I'm thinking of... Sorry, you're going to win $2,800 on this if it's a place bet. You'll win a little more if it's here, but like I said, I'm just going to explain it as a place bet. So that's the 5. Alright, guys. So we covered the 6-8. We covered the 5-9. Let's move on to the 4 and the 10. And now we're moving on to the big boy numbers. The ones right on the end. The hardest place bets to hit unless you're playing crapless crap, so we're not even going to get into that on this video. So immediately we're going to start not at $5 but $10, because that's what most, or any casino that I've ever been to, the minimum has always been at least $10 to buy. And trust me, guys, with these 4 and 10s, you almost have to buy them if you want to play them ever. house edge goes down so significantly on a buy that even if you're paying it before the VIG, it still goes down, but if you pay it on the win, it goes so far down that it's not that bad of a place bet. It's not technically a place bet at this point, but it's similar because you can take it down at any point. Anyways, that's enough said on the buy in place. Let's move on to the power press strategy. Now, with this $10, win that 4 wins, you're going to need to drop them $1, and they're going to pay you 20. Okay? So basically you win 19. Alright, now you're going to get this bad boy all the way up to 30, and they might clean it up for you. They might make it a green and a red, whatever. You need to get it up to 30. Now once it's at 30, you're going to again drop $1, and they're going to pay you 60. Okay, so you're out 12 bucks at this point, and you have a $90 bet. That is great. Now when this happens, when this wins, you're going to need to drop them $5, okay, and they will pay you $1.80. Some casinos might be nice. They'll probably allow you $4 for that VIG. So hopefully it's not the whole 5. Maybe it's 4. Either way, at most it's going to be $5. Most casinos will let you do 4, but for this purpose, I'm just going to say let's do 5, and we're going to bump this bad boy all the way up to $270. Let's clean it up a little bit. And there we go, 270. Looks like 270 on the 4. Now, when the next one wins, you're going to need to drop them probably $14. Again, some of them might be different, but in most cases, it'll be $14, 5% on. Most casinos have a 5% VIG, so 5% on that 270 would be $14. Now with that, they will pay you $540. $540. So again, we're kind of slowly losing money when we're paying these VIGs, but we're getting this thing built up very well. And very easily, I might add. So with all of that, we are now at $810. Let me, I forgot to clean these greens up. $810. This is the easiest ones to remember because really all you're doing is just paying the VIG and just full press. So it's not, the power press is where like you're continually adding money when you're getting paid. This is more just, it's a press. It is a power press because you keep doing it, but it's not as detrimental to the bankroll because you're not really adding that much more money. You're just paying the VIG, pretty much is all you're doing. So with the 810 on the 4, or again, it could be on the 10, you're going to win $1,620 right there. Alright, so now you do again need to pay the VIG. More than likely it'll probably be $40. They might try to charge you $41 if they round up, but you are going to need to pay the $40, and just like that, you are up to table max. We'll clean that up. You're up to table max, and we did just pay that off, but we already collected more than that, so that last VIG doesn't hurt us at all. We actually get that can be taken out of winnings, and we collect all the VIG that we've been putting out. So at this point, we are up no matter what, because wouldn't that be the worst scenario ever? You get that one roll where you get it up to table max, and then Big Red comes a-knocking, and it takes out that thing that you worked so hard to do, but you do still have a profit. You have a very good profit. You have, this would be well over 300. Actually, that'd probably be it'd be well over 300, probably about $370 profit, somewhere around there. No matter what, even if you don't hit it all. Or maybe at this point, since you got it up to table max, maybe you move it over to the 5, because that has a better odds of hitting. Or you can leave it there. I will say the $2,000 VIG is not going to be pretty. That's a cool 100 that you'd have to drop. But especially if you're only paying it with a win, that $100 win is going to pay you $4,000. So at this point, if it hits, you've turned $10 into $6,000. And in all honesty, that wasn't that many hits. What does that need? 6, I think. That's 6 4s, I believe. Which, in all honesty, guys, that's probably the more than likely way you're gonna get one of these numbers from table minimum up to table max. If you can somehow just repeat those 4s or 10s, 6. It's a lot. I'm not gonna lie to you. It's not like that's easy to do. But at the same time, 6 isn't. It's not 20. Like what I was talking about with the 6 and 8, you need like 10, 9, 10, 11, something. It depends on how many you're collecting, or if you want to just, you need probably like $300, 250, something like that. If you want to just straight press and add the money that I told you to add, you're going to need a couple $100 to try to get this all the way up. Hopefully you don't do that and you only need a little bit, maybe like $30, and then you start collecting and using the collected money to keep pressing them. Well, alright guys, that is going to do it. That is House Money's Power Press. We can't have that big of a bet on the 4. But that's it, guys. So let me know what you think of the power press. Would you ever try a power press? Have you ever tried a power press? I have. I tried once, went terribly. Won't be doing it again for at least a little while. But it was still fun. They're fun, guys. They are not. I wouldn't. It's there to kind of get in and out of the casino. You're not trying to spend your whole day at the casino. You're still going for fun. It is a fun strategy as long as you don't think of it as like this is a get-rich-quick thing. It's not. Trust me, it is not a get-rich-quick thing. It's a, wow, I won the lottery tonight kind of thing. It's not that rare. It's not a lottery win rare, but it is a very, it's not an often thing that, it's about the timing. That's all it is. It's about the timing of whether or not you can get on the hand, and then whether or not you can play the system on the hand. That's the trick to this whole system. Not that it's not impossible, guys. I've only been playing this game for less than a year, and I can't even tell you how many times I've been on a hand that these would have worked, and I would have got all the way up to table maximum. It's just about having the guts to do it, and maybe or maybe not having a drink to kind of encourage you to do it. I'm not saying, I don't really drink when I gamble. Just ask North Florida when we were in Biloxi. I don't drink. That's just me. I'm not saying you don't have to. But that's just me. So anyways, guys, let me know in the comments below if you have ever tried something like this. How did it go? Would you try this strategy? What do you think about this strategy compared to other power press strategies? And leave your comments down below. But before you do that, I want to remind you guys that you're always welcome back here in the house anytime, and I'll see you in the next one.